Life can be hard to prioritize. There are so many things that demand our attention, and even more that demand our action. Theoretically, we all know that God is supposed to be at the top of that list. But it's easy to turn that priority into yet another thing to do, and so we miss what God is really offering us. Most people think of worship as just songs and music. We think worship is something we do in a church service on Sunday mornings. But the Bible calls us to a life of worship. We honor God with our songs and praise, but all of life is an opportunity to show God honor. We worship best when we make it a lifestyle, expressing our gratitude, prioritizing our time with Him, purifying our heart and actions, and generously offering our life as a sacrifice to others. We worship as we honor God with our whole life, for that is ultimately the whole purpose of our creation and our greatest joy, glorifying and honoring God. Jesus likely had long been friends with Mary and Martha. As he was on his way to Jerusalem, he stopped by to pay them a visit. It was a great honor, but Mary and Martha each handled the situation very differently. Martha got busy with planning and organizing. With friends, possibly neighbors, and Jesus' disciples, there would be a crowd to feed and things to get organized. But as she worked, she realized that Mary was sitting at Jesus' feet, not lifting a hand to help with any of the preparations. Martha asked Jesus, "Doesn't it seem unfair to you that my sister just sits here while I do all the work?" Jesus' response was fascinating. He said to Martha, "There is only one thing worth being concerned about. Mary has discovered it, and it will not be taken away from her." What had Mary found that Martha was overlooking? It was this opportunity to be with Jesus. Mary was taking full advantage of it. Martha was busy doing good things to honor him, but by doing that, she was missing her chance to be with him. There is a continual danger that in our doing, we miss the opportunity to be. We miss our chance to be with Christ and to be in His presence, to receive His word and grace in even more personal ways. I don't think Jesus was condemning Martha. She was doing good things, things that meant to honor Him, and they probably really did need to be done. But Jesus sensed that her busyness was robbing her of something better, Him. Like probably many of you, I like a plan. I like to know how we're going to get things done, and I sure appreciate it when everyone does their fair share. This story is a reminder that there is a time to roll up your sleeves, and there is also a time to be still, to take a seat, to draw close to Christ and just be present with Him. What makes organizing our priorities difficult is that usually they are all worth doing, things that must get done, but there are always things that matter most. Learning to recognize those things is important, and in the end, it is a gift. Jesus' burden is not heavy. His calling is not a curse. More than anything, He wants to be with us. Mary recognized that. And by His kindness and grace, Jesus interrupted Martha's planning to remind her of it. We need that reminder too. Faith and worship can get us busy. Daily devotionals, church services, times of intercession and prayer, not to mention volunteer work and just being a good neighbor. It all adds up. But none of those things matter if they are not drawing us to and being done from our relationship with Jesus. We are called to abide with Him. Everything else flows out of that. At times He uses services and scripture reading and even our work. But there are times when He wants us to simply be still and receive from Him. That willingness to be with Jesus is also worship, a kind difficult in our busyness of life. I wonder when you last experienced Jesus like that. I wonder if just being with Him is a priority in your life.